You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Overcast and very windy at Kimry Family Stadium in Norman. We join you for game number 2 of this 3-game set between the Crimson and Cream, the 11th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners, who are looking to battle back and even this series against the Crimson Tide, who are up to number 16 this week and riding a 9-game winning streak. This game was moved up from 6:30 tonight to 1 o'clock because inclement weather is expected in Norman later on today. Flying solo, I'm Chad McKee. Carly Murray is down on the field with us, and the Crimson Tide brought the whooping sticks from Tuscaloosa last night. First pitch of the game, Bryce Fowler hits this one of his 2, because he came back up in the 2nd inning and delivered another home run. He drove in 4 runs on the night. The Tide not done in the 2nd inning. Jason Torres and Justin Osterhaus also went deep, and they led 10-1 after just 2 innings. But the Sooners scratched back in the 5th inning. Nolan Stevens hitting this one out of here. One of 2 home runs in the 5th as Trey Gamble followed with this 2-run shot. And then some defense from Brady Neal in right field. That robbed Oklahoma's Alec Blair of a 3-run home run in the 6th inning. Blair would get a little measure of revenge in the 9th inning as he went to the opposite field and out of here for his 2nd Sooner home run. And Camden Johnson followed with this 2-run triple. Oklahoma closed to within 10-7, but then Matthew Heiberger closed for Alabama, getting the final out right there. And the pitching, Tyler Fay was very good for the Crimson Tide last night, picking up his 6th win of the year. There he is in the center of your shot, taking it easy, eating a chocolate chip cookie. His weekend is done after 6 innings last night. And very important, Xander Mercurius, you see 6 innings. That was out of the bullpen in relief of his brother LJ. An important relief stint for him. That sets up the bullpen for Skip Johnson today. But the starting pitcher, super important. That'll be Cameron Johnson today for Oklahoma. And Carly Murray has more on this Sooner left-hander.
Last weekend, Cameron Johnson had his best outing in conference play against the Longhorns down in Austin. He fixed his mechanics, got his arm up, and struck out 8 on the day, his 2nd most strikeouts on the year. Just a great response from Cameron after sliding into the Game 2 starter role. Now, to get pregame ready, he stays tucked away in the clubhouse, in the training room, throwing around the medicine ball and doing some band stretches, and now he's ready to go against this red-hot Alabama offense.
That he is. His first 4 outings this year, 32 strikeouts and only 5 walks, then struggled for 2. Texas A&M went only 2 1/3 innings. LSU just an inning and a third. The walks were the problem. 13 combined walks in those 2 games, but back on track with 8 strikeouts against Texas last week. He gave just 1 hit in 5 innings to the Longhorns. Bryce Fowler homered on the first pitch last night. Not this time. Lefty-lefty matchup. And this pitch is down and away. Cameron Johnson, a transfer from LSU. He's from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, and he faces this lineup. Fowler, and then Justin LeBron, the shortstop. Brady Neal had a 4-hit game last night. Beautiful breaking pitch there. And it is 1-2 on Bryce Fowler. Drove in 4 runs and scored 2 runs last night. And batting .345 on the season. In conference play, he and Brady Neal are wearing out the opposition, both batting over 400 in SEC games. So 2-2. Bryce Fowler, JUCO transfer, came in from Pearl River Community College, but spent 2 seasons at Southern Miss prior to that. And he's out on strikes, 95-mile-per-hour fastball. And that is the thing. It's an easy-looking 95 from Cam Johnson. He has an elite arm. The talent is indisputable for this young man right here. Sometimes it's just the mental makeup. Skip Johnson was talking about the noise that people make when a guy doesn't have success, social media, and all the various platforms, and making sure that it's a competitive environment, not a social type of environment for Cameron Johnson, as he deals a strike to Justin LeBron, the sensational shortstop for the Crimson Tide. There you see the starts so good early, and then struggles against A&M and LSU before righting the ship in Austin last weekend. Pretty good looking pitch there. A Texas performance gave just 1 hit. Oklahoma lost that game, but he kept him in it. 1-1 pitch is downstairs. The Sooners have not yet won an opening game in conference play. They came back and won 2 against both Texas A&M and at LSU, and then got swept in Austin last week. But Skip Johnson said, nah, we're not snake bit by the series opener. Baseball always allows you the chance to get another one. Here's a strike to LeBron, 2-2. LeBron was 0 for 4 last night. Did score a run. He walked, struck out, stole a base. 25 out of 25 in the stolen base department. A roller. That's going to be a tough play. LeBron, an excellent runner. And Camden Johnson fires this one off the top of the Alabama dugout. I believe LeBron is going to get to go to second base as well. It will be an infield base hit, and they're kind of looking over there. The first base umpire, Derek Malika, is looking over at the first base dugout, and now you see LeBron is going to take second base. It'll be an infield hit, and then the first Oklahoma error of the weekend. And with LeBron's speed, not much of a chance, even for a guy who fields and throws well. Camden Johnson is as speedy as is LeBron. You see him come get that ball, but then he throws it away. That's his 6th error of the year. And so the Crimson Tide with LeBron in scoring position for Brady Neal, who had a 4-hit night last night. Triple-double, 2 singles, drove in a run, and scored twice. Leading this Alabama team with a .382 batting average. Lefty, and that pitch misses inside. Sometimes Cameron Johnson's stuff is so elite, it's almost difficult to umpire. I mean, it moves 2 feet. One pitch inside, deflects off the glove of Brock. Down to third goes LeBron. The throw did not get him. I think that may be a pass ball. Just came out of the glove of Brendan Brock. And that is the immediate threat that Justin LeBron is. And as we said, Cameron Johnson can be difficult to umpire. He can be difficult to catch as well sometimes. So it is a pass ball. And LeBron is at third. Count goes 2-2 here on Brady Neal. Neal, just like the man he is facing, Cameron Johnson, they both began their collegiate career at LSU. Got him swinging 97 miles an hour on the fastball. And you could see Brady Neal turn and ask the plate umpire, Travis Eckert, did I swing at a strike? And the answer would be maybe not. 2 strikeouts for Cameron Johnson. Here's Jason Torres, who homered in last night's game. Torres, 2-run home run. It was 1 out of 5 overall. One and 0 to count here. And Jason Torres, senior from Hialeah, Florida, transferred from the University of Miami. 2 seasons there, and this is his 2nd season in Tuscaloosa. That'll send the count to 1-1. Mentioned it is extremely windy once again today. That is not uncommon, of course, for Norman, Oklahoma, and Camry Family Stadium, a relatively small ballpark. The wind is blowing out towards straightaway left field. It wasn't blowing as hard last night, and we had 7 home runs. LeBron comes charging about halfway down the line at third. And the left-hander Cameron Johnson with his back turned, I don't even think was aware of it. But LeBron is way down the line. Camden Johnson, the Oklahoma third baseman, is way off the bag, so no real chance to try to hold him close. 2-1 bounces off of Brendan Brock, and LeBron will score. It'll be a wild pitch. So it's base hit, error, pass ball, wild pitch to plate the first run for the Crimson Tide. And it's Justin LeBron touching the dish. And just not a lot there that Brendan Brock could do about it. Just as was the case last night, Crimson Tide on the board first. 3-1, rifled toward right field. Alec Blair's going to have to play this one on a hop. I say rifled, not hit extremely hard. Initially thought that ball was hit a little harder, but it falls in front of Blair. So it's 2 hits in the inning for the Crimson Tide. and it will continue for Johnny Lim, the catcher. It's 12 hits in the series now for Alabama. Both teams had 10 hits in last night's game. Big hack and a miss, 94-mile-an-hour fastball to Johnny Lim. He was 2 for 5 last night with a double. Drove in a run and scored a run. The product of Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. And now the plate umpire is calling, I think he called a violation there on Cameron Johnson, I thought. Nope, he did not. Just making sure that the acknowledgement is made between the hitter and the pitcher. 1-1 to count. Another fastball there. Cameron Johnson's fastball moves so much you would almost mistake it for a slider. One is pulled to first and fouled just outside the bag. Alabama riding this 9-game winning streak. They are outscoring opponents 65-27 over the course of that. Remember, the Crimson Tide, they lost their opening SEC series. They got swept. It has been nothing but sweeps. Got swept at Kentucky and then have swept Florida and swept Auburn. Swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Cameron Johnson. But Alabama is able to scratch out a run using the speed of Justin LeBron. 1-0 Crimson Tide headed to the bottom of the first. Crimson Tide on top 1-0. This game again was moved up to a 1 o'clock first pitch to avoid any inclement weather in Norman later on tonight. The Sooners trying to even this series up with the Crimson Tide. Alabama won last night 10-7. 10 runs in the first 2 innings for Alabama last night. Left-hander Zane Adams out to the mound. He will face this lineup. Trey Gamble homered last night. Camden Johnson had a 2-run triple. Exciting part about Oklahoma, though they lost, they hit 3 home runs. And the Sooners have hit 4 home runs as a ball club in their last 2 games. A little bit of a change there. You see that Drew Dickerson bats 7th. He came on in a pinch hitting role last night. Good to see that Jason Walk is okay. He will bat 9th. He crashed into the center field wall in last night's game. And the Sooners actually pinch hit for him later on in that game just to make sure that he was okay. Skip Johnson was excited about the way that his team answered. They scored those 3 runs in the 9th inning to give themselves a chance. And today, Zane Adams opposes them, has an excellent strikeouts to walk ratio of 35-7. He was a winner against Florida 2 weekends ago. In 6 innings, gave 5 hits, just a couple of earned runs, and then was even better against Auburn, but got a no decision last week. 6 1/3 innings, he gave 1 earned run, struck out 2. As Alabama was able to sweep Auburn for the first time since 2017, first time in Tuscaloosa since 2012. But here are the games so far for Zane Adams. Zane Adams out of Porter, Texas. He's a junior. He pitched actually in the series between these teams in Tuscaloosa last year. As Trey Gamble takes the first pitch over the outer half of the plate for a strike. He pitched 4 innings against Oklahoma last year. He's the regular Saturday guy. And his changeup is his big weapon, says Rob Vaughn. 0-1 to Gamble. 2 hits last night for Gamble, including the home run that we showed you in the open. He's having a very good season. Excellent on-base percentage that is in the top 8 in the SEC. .325 average. The home run last night was his 5th. Fastball misses outside. Gamble, then Camden Johnson, and then Brendan Brock. Oklahoma trying to get back even. And that pitch is a dart on the outer half of the plate. And the count is 2-2 to Trey Gamble. Two misses outside. Zane Adams kind of got thrust into it last year, made his first SEC start against Arkansas. Arkansas, I believe, was ranked number 1 or 2 at the time last year, and Alabama won the game, and he has been a member of the starting rotation ever since. Gamble takes a called strike 3. Rung up by the plate umpire, Travis Eggers. Derek Malika is our first base umpire. Damian Beal is the second base ump. And William Van Raaphorst, who was behind the plate last night, is our third base umpire. Strikeout number 42 on the season for Zane Adams. Lefty-lefty here against Camden Johnson, who also had 2 hits last night. Camden Johnson tripled in the 9th inning of last night's game. Wichita State transfer, having a very good year. Adams really working that outside edge. We'll get a good idea of the strike zone, where it is out there in this first inning. Foul and out of play by Camden Johnson. Camden Johnson, a super athletic player, played shortstop in Oklahoma's midweek game at Oral Roberts. Second time this year that he's done that, but he is more than capable of it. Excellent speed when he gets on. 19 of 21 in the stolen base department. Lines another one foul. You watch Zane Adams, and maybe his superpower is just his demeanor. Rob Vaughn was saying that whether he is up 3, down 3, 7th inning, 1st inning, you really don't know. There's no change in his demeanor. Two and two now. With the wind blowing out, left fielder Osterhaus is way back there. He's about 8 feet shy of the warning track in left. It's already a pretty small park here at Kimry Family Stadium. And then you get a south wind like we have today with gusts of 33 miles per hour here in the last hour reported. Just been lined over toward the former Oklahoma bullpen, although the mounds are still out there. And in fact, the Sooners have warmed up some during games out there on the old mounds. The new bullpen is in straightaway left field as they continue with the upgrades here at Kimry Family Stadium. Pretty good battle here. Camden Johnson using that opposite field approach here against Zane Adams. Changed him up there and got him swinging. 2 strikeouts for Zane Adams. He has fanned Trey Gamble and Camden Johnson to start this game. that is the weapon for Zane Adams. The strikeout pitch, the equalizer with all these powerful bats in college baseball. Here's Brendan Brock, the Oklahoma catcher. Brock leading the Sooners in home runs and runs driven in this year. 7 home runs. He hit 1 back on Tuesday night at Oral Roberts, in fact. Was hitless, though, last night. 0 for 5. Brendan Brock, the JUCO transfer from Southwest Illinois Community College, could just about play him anywhere on the field. It's such an advantage to have him as a catcher. That is a strike. And 2-2 now. Zane Adams trying to strike out the side in the first. And Brock spoils that one. Low and in pitch. Count will stay at 2-2. Alabama getting a run when Justin LeBron singled, went to second on a throwing error, to third on a pass ball, and scored on a wild pitch. That is the 1-0 lead for the Tide, as Brock extends the count to 3-2 as he takes a fastball that's up and in. Did he hold up? Yes, he did. And it's ball 4 low. The appeal down to Derek Malika, our first base umpire, who said Brendan Brock did not offer at that pitch. So it is a 2-out walk.
Shortstop number 7, Jackson Willett.
Hard to tell really from that angle whether or not he went around. But Brendan Brock and the Sooners will take it. A base runner now for Jackson Willits, who had 2 hits, including a run driven in last night. Brendan Brock runs well. Not even going to say that he runs well for a catcher. Runs well for an athlete. He's 14 of 15 in the stolen base department. Couple of throws over. Jackson Willits became a father for the first time back on Monday. He and his wife Abigail welcoming Gracie Kate Willits into the world. And she was at the ballpark last night in Dad's very first at bat. He drove in a run. I think she's good luck, but I think we already knew that. 0-1 to the veteran Sooner shortstop, 3rd season as a Sooner. He's committed 1 error all season long. Just a super high level and a great leader for Skip Johnson and the Sooners, taking younger players under his wing, kind of behind the scenes, inviting them to dinner at the house and just kind of going through things. A professional approach, but of course his dad Reggie, former big leaguer and former Oklahoma Sooner, who is the offensive coordinator essentially for the Sooners. You would expect Jackson to have that professional approach. 0-1 pitch is up high. There's Reggie, Grandpa. One to Jackson. Fly ball right at the right fielder, Neal, and the inning is over. A walk and a man left for the Sooners in the bottom of the first. 1-0 Alabama leads it, heading to the 2nd inning. Tied on top 1-0 after one inning here at Kimry Family Stadium in Norman, but Alabama leading after the first couple of innings is no surprise over the course of their 9-game winning streak, outscoring opponents 27-14 in the first 4 innings. Now, certainly helped they got 10 in the first 2 innings of our game here last night, but they are out to a 1-0 lead. Justin LeBron singled, went to second base on an error, to third on a pass ball, and scored on a wild pitch in the first. Back out is Cameron Johnson. Struck out the side in the first, gave up 2 singles and the run as well. He goes to work against Will Plattner, who was 0 for 4 in last night's game. Will Plattner is a guy who has come back from being a walk-on, began his career at Ole Miss, then came to Alabama but didn't play. This one right toward the shortstop, second baseman Kyle Branch. 6 of the 8 SEC series for the weekend got started last night. The other 2, LSU at Tennessee and Missouri at Kentucky, will get started today. We'll recap some of the action as we get a chance here. Of course, our final was 10-7. Alabama taking the opener here in Norman as Justin Osterhaus stands in. He homered in last night's game, scored 2 runs and drove in 2 runs. Osterhaus, a transfer from Purdue Fort Wayne. Spent 2 seasons there. This is his first at Alabama. 1-1 the count. This is the only game that's underway this early around the conference. Vanderbilt and Texas A&M are going to start game 2 of that series here in about 30 minutes down in College Station, after the Commodores won 14-8 last night. Colin Barzey hit 3 home runs for Vanderbilt in that 14-8 win. A little fly ball out behind second for the shortstop Willits. 2 down. Other action last night, you had Ole Miss on the road in Tallahassee, beating number 21 Florida 6-4. Big one that's going on in Starkville. 5th-ranked Georgia visiting 4th-ranked Mississippi State. 10-9 Bulldogs winning that. And a 4 RBI night for Trey Phelps of Georgia, as Luke Vaughn is in. The base is empty and 2 gone. South Carolina able to beat 2nd-ranked Texas 9-1 in Columbia. Patrick Evans drove in 4 last night. And Auburn got back on track with a 10-2 win over Arkansas. They play at Auburn. Once again, the 4 series, or the 6 series that started last night, will have games today. And the LSU, Tennessee, and Missouri, Kentucky series will also start. Three balls and no strikes to Luke Vaughn. Cameron Johnson taking just a little moment behind the pitching rubber, trying to get back on track. And a 4-pitch walk with 2 down to Luke Vaughn. That is the first walk issued by Cameron Johnson. He struck out 3. See how quickly he could potentially get back on track. Mentioned walks were the issues against Texas A&M and LSU. Brennan Holt, the second baseman, the batter. And that's 5 straight that have missed.
Over the top! Over the top!
Brennan Holt was 0 for 2 with a run scored in last night's game. And that pitch looked like it was over, but low. And so now Skip Johnson's going to call a quick timeout to try to reset Cameron Johnson. Getting him right, yeah, there were some mechanical things with arm slot, Skip Johnson said. A lot of times it's just a mental refocus from Cameron Johnson. And Skip Johnson has described him as being like a a guy who gets a new expensive race car, and you know that you can drive it 180 miles per hour, but you're must say for just kind of cruising along. So they have a conversation, and Skip says a little something to Travis Eggert, the plate umpire. 9th season as the head coach of the Sooners, all the way to the championship game in Omaha in 2022. Sooners making it to the Chapel Hill Regional last year in their first season as members of the SEC. He said he was excited about the way that the offense responded late in last night's game. And once again, this Alabama team, complimentary of them, an older lineup. 2 balls and a strike here to Brennan Holt. And a strike on the outer half. I mean, that pitch, 96, 97 miles an hour from Cameron Johnson on the outer half. And got him. Another fastball, so whatever Skip Johnson said, as usual, it worked for Cameron Johnson. It's his 4th strikeout of the afternoon. He leaves a man out there. 1-0, Alabama leads, headed to the bottom of the 2nd. Cameron Johnson finding it after giving up the walk. His 4th strikeout so far. One nothing, Crimson Tide on top. Home half of the 2nd inning comes your way here from Kimry Family Stadium on an overcast, muggy, and windy Friday afternoon. Game number 2 of this 3-game set. We will have game number 3 scheduled for tomorrow at 2 o'clock to wrap it up. Dayton LaChance leads off, swings through the first pitch from Zane Adams, who struck out the first 2 batters of the game, gave up a walk, and then got a fly ball to the outfield. Dayton LaChance was 1 for 4 last night. The junior from Quebec, Canada, Sherbrooke. And he smashes this one foul and out of play. 0-2 is the count to LaChance. LaChance, Blair, and Dickerson, scheduled hitters here. Sooners would love Dayton LaChance to get that 0 in the home runs column eradicated. He hit 21 at McLennan Community College last year. Was 2nd team JUCO All-American. Chases a high fastball. 3rd strikeout for Zane Adams.
Now back to the Sooners. Right fielder number 4, Ali Blair.
Looked like that one was maybe a little bit out of the strike zone. Certainly close. So that is 14 strikeouts in the series so far for Alabama pitching. 7 for Tyler Fay last night in the start, picking up the win. We're going to visit with Tyler Fay a little bit later on. Also going to visit with Oklahoma pitcher Xander Mercurius during the broadcast. Those two were front and center in last night's game. Tyler Fay, the winning pitcher, and Xander Mercurius with 6 very good relief innings out of the pen for Oklahoma. Alec Blair in a hole 0-2. I think he liked that one. Reggie Willits going to call him over. Conversation with the freshman. All part of the learning process. This is a super talented player. As Reggie heads back into the dugout. Alec Blair nearly had a 2-homer game last night. Brady Neal stole a home run, a 3-run home run from him, climbing the right field fence in the 6th inning last night. But then Blair went to the opposite field in the 9th inning and hit a solo home run. Got Oklahoma to within 10-5. 0-2 is too tall. Modest 5-game hitting streak for Alec Blair, including the home run last night. And 2-2 now. Two-sport athlete was Alec Blair, coming out of Lafayette, California, De La Salle High School, and began the basketball season with Porter Moser's Sooner basketball team before he just elected to go to baseball full-time. Full count on him. And Porter Moser's Oklahoma basketball team, by the way, is going to play in the semifinals of the College Basketball Crown tomorrow afternoon at a T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. They're going to take on their former rivals in the Big 12, Baylor, for a chance to move to the championship game of the College Basketball Crown. 3-2 is rifled just over the top of the Sooner dugout. Fortunately, that was about 3 feet above everybody's head, because there's not much you could have done with that thing. 3-2 to Alec Blair. Drew Dickerson is the on-deck man. That's a good at bat. He was behind 0-2, a couple of foul balls. And you see the continuing maturation of Alec Blair. That is the second walk the Sooners have drawn this afternoon. And it brings Drew Dickerson to the plate. Alec Blair 1 for 1 in the stolen base department. The Sooners are second in the SEC in stolen bases. They've stolen 73 in 81 tries. Dickerson with a base hit as he shoots that one through the right side. Blair will stop at second base as the throw comes back in from Brady Neal. And here come the Sooners. Drew Dickerson into the opposite field. That's Oklahoma's first hit of the afternoon against St. Andrews. Tying run is in scoring position now for the second baseman, Kyle Branch. Branch was 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored last night. Nicely played by Johnny Lim back there. Boy, Lim had a tough night behind the plate. Hit by a couple of foul balls and also got hit on his throwing hand on a followed through on a swing. Got hit by a bat on that right hand, but he's a tough guy. He's back in there today. I think he took one that bounced off of his thigh and then his ankle. A 2 for 1, unfortunately, last night. Ripped toward left field. Osterhaus, though, has it played, and that's out number 2. Pretty good swing on it there by Kyle Branch.
Center fielder number 1, Jason Walk.
And it will be up to Jason Walk if the Sooners are going to get this thing tied potentially here in the second inning. see that Walk is able to go. As we mentioned, he crashed into the center field wall in the first inning last night. This one towards center field for Bryce Fowler. Plays it on a hop. Of course, the Sooners were moving with the pitch, and this game is tied. Jason Walk comes through. A single into center field is the third hit of the inning, and this game is one apiece as Jason Walk delivers. Blair easily scoring as he was moving on contact with 2 down. And Drew Dickerson, also moving from first base, makes third. Jason Walk drives in his 5th run of the year. The Sooners have tied it. Runners at first and third now for Trey Gamble, who had 2 hits last night, including a home run. Gamble struck out looking against Zane Adams in the first. They'll chase Walk back to first base. Walk always a threat to run. 11 of 14 in the stolen base department this year is Walk. Of course, the Tide well aware of Walk's abilities on the bases. Upstairs with a fastball there, and 1-1 now to Trey Gamble. Trey Gamble on base average of .518, which has him 8th in the SEC coming in. Breaking pitch blocked by Johnny Lem. Trey Gamble is batting .361 in SEC play, including the 2 hits last night. That one breaks across the inside half to square things at 2-2. Big pitch coming right here. Oklahoma with the go-ahead run at third and 2 down. Chopper, LeBron charging in a hurry and gets Gamble. Inning is over. Sooners get a run on 3 hits and leave 2 men out there. We are tied at 1, headed to the 3rd in Norman.
Welcome back to the broadcast. We are tied in Norman 1-1 at the top of the third, and we got to get know Coach Rob Vaughn yesterday in our pregame meetings. He let us know that he loves coffee. So I gave him a couple of Norman recommendations like Yellow Dog, Gray Owl, Stella Nova, and Press and Plow. And then he shared a story about his dad. His dad worked in the oil business when he was a kid, and the first time he walked out into the oil field, they asked him, "You want a cup of coffee?" And he said, "Yes, for sure." They brought him a cup, and he asked, "You got any cream or sugar?" They looked at him and said, "Son, we drink our coffee black here." And he said, "Yes, sir." And he has never put cream or sugar in his coffee. So Rob Vaughn says he feels like he would be letting his father down if he puts anything in his coffee. He's learned not to embarrass his dad. So he drinks black coffee just like his father. You got to love it, guys.
Yeah, I would say I would embarrass his dad. I do like a little cream in mine.
Some vanilla syrup?
No. Come on, let's not. That's more of a frappa, latte, latticino, something like that.
All right. Well, I like the vanilla syrup.
No, I'm not saying I don't like it. It's just, you got to watch your intake of calories a little bit, Carly. Yeah.
All right. That's what I have to look forward to as I grow up.
Well, it certainly helps with the energy of Rob Vaughn. You get those people that they say, man, he moves and he is so active he would make coffee nervous. That's not really Rob Vaughn, but he is an energetic fella. Oklahoma shifts here, and the shift is beaten. I mean, what do you do with that? You shift 3 guys over, and Bryce Fowler beats it. He has a leadoff single here in the third, his third hit in 7 plate appearances here in the series.
Now batting for Alabama,
This is a kind of a blue-collar JUCO type of mentality that the Crimson Tide approached the game with. And Bryce Fowler, we interviewed him after the game, and he mentioned, you want to be tough and not necessarily fancy or pretty, kind of like a turkey sandwich that gets wet in the bottom of an ice chest. That was quite a reference. Not a tasty one, but a good reference that we got from Bryce Fowler last night. We've all been there, though. You're JUCO, you're on a road trip, you got things iced down, and you go to dig out a sandwich, and oh boy, and you just have to live with it. Fowler leads from first as LeBron stands in. Shot back to Cameron Johnson. What a play to pick it. And the Sooners don't quite turn 2. Only the speed of LeBron is able to beat it. Cameron Johnson, those ultra quick reflexes. Oklahoma has turned 25 double plays, an SEC leading 13 of them in conference play. Not this time, but well done there by Cameron Johnson to get one himself for the first out. So Fowler is cut down at second, and LeBron is going to take his place. We'll see if he takes off. Stole a base last night. He's perfect, 25 out of 25 in the stolen base department. Not running here as Brady Neal is in. He was retired for the first time this series back in the first when he struck out against Cameron Johnson after 4 hits last night. Now a little throw over to try to keep LeBron hanging tight over there. Cameron Johnson, so much expectations and so well thought of. He's kind of been almost the face of USA junior baseball teams as he was coming up. This ball grounded back up the middle. Walk is going to get to it. Rounding the bag is LeBron, and he's tagged out by Willits. And sometimes it's a late slide, or maybe it's the turf when you slide past the bag, but that was well played. First off, just for Branch to be able to range over and get it, and then Willits just hanging tight, applies the tag. So LeBron is tagged out there. And he didn't slide, he just rounded the bag too far, thinking maybe that ball would get into center field. It did not. And you have to credit the range of Kyle Branch with getting Oklahoma the out there on LeBron. Brady Neal is safe at first. He will get a base hit on that because the runners actually reached their bases successfully. And then LeBron just gets tagged out, rounding the bag too much. A little bit of a base running error by a guy who doesn't make many. Here's Torres, singled into right field his first time. Now Cameron Johnson going to try to hold Brady Neal close over there. That is 4 hits now for the Tide. The Sooners have 2.
Over the top, Cam.
Neal has stolen 4 bases this year. Torres takes, and strike 1 through there from Cameron Johnson. One back up the middle. That's a base hit. Torres is 2 for 2. Neal will hold at second base as Walk gets the throw back in. So 3 hits in the inning now for the Crimson Tide. And a man in scoring position. Torres continues to have a good weekend. He's 3 out of 7 with a home run as he stands at first base. Here's the catcher, Johnny Lem. Lem struck out with a runner aboard back in the first. And a dart there from Cameron Johnson. And Cameron Johnson was struggling a bit with his control in the second inning. Walked Luke Vaughn. Threw one out of the strike zone to Brennan Holt. Skip Johnson came walking out for a little conversation. And he has been right in the middle of the strike zone ever since. 1-1 the count. See a little sunshine for the first time here at Kimry Family Stadium. There was a slight shower that passed through maybe 2.5 hours before first pitch. The teams were able to get out and take some batting practice though. And just warm and windy so far. Fastball at 95, swung on and missed by Lem. Foul tip. Lem stays alive. Crowd getting into it. Cameron Johnson has struck out 4 so far. Tag applied by Willits to Neal down at second base. Man, I guess that one was inside. Maybe we can get another look at it. We'll go with inside. Tough take. And now a full count. The walk loads the bases for Platinum. Pitch count getting up a little bit here. Third inning. And that's already 61 for the big left-hander Cameron Johnson. There go the runners. And that is strike 3 call. 5 strikeouts for Cameron Johnson now. Alabama leaves 2 on base. We remain tied at 1 apiece. Headed to the bottom of the third in Norman. As we mentioned earlier, 6 of the 8 weekend conference series began last night, and in each game the team ranked lower was the winner. See, South Carolina 9-1 over the Longhorns. A good top 5 battle between Georgia and Mississippi State in Starkville. Auburn rebounding after being swept in Tuscaloosa last week. They respond with a 10-2 victory. How about a 3-homer game for Colin Barzee of Vanderbilt in the Commodores' 14-8 win over Texas A&M, and then Ole Miss winning at 21st ranked Florida. Ole Miss, good win for them. They're 4th in conference play. And then we have the other 2 series for the weekend that will get started today. First pitch swinging and into center field off the bat of Camden Johnson to start the Oklahoma 3rd inning. Camden Johnson having a good weekend so far. 3 for 7 is the Oklahoma third baseman, including a triple last night. Getting hits hasn't been the problem for Oklahoma the last couple of weekends. They had 10 of them last night, and already 3 here today so far. This one swung on by Brendan Brock, lifted toward right center field. It got a little bit of carry back to the warning track and over the head of Fowler. It bounces on the warning track. Russell Raley will give Camden Johnson the stop sign at third. He had to hold up. He couldn't just take off because he didn't know if that ball was going to be caught. I don't know what happened with Bryce Fowler out there. He's got the shades on. It's a really overcast high sky here today, and maybe we can tell. The wind is blowing, but it's blowing toward left field, and a guy who really doesn't make many misplays out there in the outfield just misplayed that ball. It's going to go as a double. So it's a single for Camden Johnson, a double for Brendan Brock, and Oklahoma with men at second and third and nobody out here in the 3rd inning. And hard to tell what happened there with Bryce Fowler. And that one comes in and hits the foot of Jackson Willits. The bases are loaded with nobody out as Adams hits Willits. Couldn't tell if that was his front foot or back foot there. We'll get a look at it on the replay. But Oklahoma in position to put up a big number here. They can get through on Adams.
Now batting for the Sooners, first baseman.
Got the back foot right on the toe of Jackson Willits. So single double hit batsman, and a conversation here between Zane Adams and the catcher Johnny Lim. Oklahoma's had base traffic in every inning so far. Had a walk in the first, and then they got that run on 3 hits and a walk in the second. Big chance here for Dayton LaChance. Opportunity to give Oklahoma the lead. LaChance struck out his first time. He's 1 for 5 in the series thus far. Have softball going on just across the way at Loves Field. Oklahoma taking on Kentucky over there today. Oklahoma won by run rule last night. You see Loves Field. South wind blowing out. I would imagine there will be a few home runs hit. LaChance out in front of that one. Twists him up, and it's 0-2. So softball, it is 6-1 Oklahoma over there. They're in the top of the 3rd inning over there at Loves Field. Here we're tied at 1. 0-2 with the bases loaded to Dayton LaChance. In on his hands with that fastball. LaChance able to stay alive. Oklahoma has the first and second team JUCO All-American catchers from last season on the roster. Dayton LaChance and Brendan Brock. That one airmails off the glove of Lim, and Camden Johnson scores the go-ahead run on a wild pitch. It's 2-1 Sooners. not much that Lim could do about it. That one just way up on the fastball from Adams. And the speed of Camden Johnson, he scores easily. And now it's Brock at third. Jackson Willits is at second. And Oklahoma leads for the first time on the weekend. This one hit toward right center field. Brock is going to tag up at third. The catch made by Neal, and it'll be a sacrifice fly to drive in another run for Dayton LaChance. 3-1 Sooners now.
Now batting in the position, right fielder number 4, Allie.
That is RBI number 24 for Dayton LaChance. Brendan Brock scores for the 30th time. That leads this Oklahoma team. Actually, it's tied with Camden Johnson, who just scored for the 30th time. 3-1 Sooners. And here's Alec Blair. He walked and scored the first run on a base hit by Jason Walk. After a first pitch fastball comes up empty. Blair homered to left last night. Fouls that one off the mask of the plate umpire, Travis Eggert. And you see Lim is going to walk that ball out to Zane Adams and give Travis Eggert a moment to gather his senses. Oh, 0-2 on Blair. They'll throw out toward Willits. There's activity out in the Crimson Tide bullpen as the count goes to 1-2 on Alec Blair. And a left-hander and a right-hander throwing for Alabama out there. Evan Steckmesser, the lefty. Again, a throw out toward Willits. Blair lifts this one into fairly deep left center field. Jogging over is Fowler. He'll make the catch. Jackson Willits tags at second and moves up a base to third on that fly ball for out number 2. Certainly had a little bit of carry. Fowler just lost a fly ball to start the inning, but able to chase that one down. Now Drew Dickerson. Dickerson had a base hit back in the second. Dickerson pinch hit in last night's game. And he's down 0-2 here against Adams. And Dickerson, a .286 hitter. He's clubbed a couple of home runs this year. But he's out on strikes and on 3 pitches, in fact, from Zane Adams. Inning over, but Oklahoma takes the lead. 2 runs on 2 hits and a man left. 3-1 Sooners headed to the 4th. Oklahoma leads for the first time this afternoon, 3-1 Sooners. In fact, they lead for the first time in this series after falling here 10-7 last night. And so far for the lefty, Cameron Johnson, he's worked 3 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run with a walk, and 5 more strikeouts. He will go to work here against Will Plattner, Justin Osterhaus, and Luke Vaughn. 6, 7, and 8 in the order for the Crimson Tide this afternoon. Plattner looking for his first hit of the series. Grounded out to Kyle Branch, the Oklahoma second baseman, his first time up today. (2-0) fastball, 96 miles an hour from Cameron Johnson. 60 pitches now for the Sooner left-hander. And strike, fastball that was a pretty tough one to hit if you're going to swing at it. That one was swung on, 97 miles an hour, and 2-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cameron Johnson, a native of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. In fact, Alabama coach Rob Vaughn, when he was head coach at Maryland, recruited Cameron Johnson. But I think everybody in the country wanted Cam's services coming out of high school there in Upper Marlboro. Signed with LSU. A couple of years there, and now his second season as an Oklahoma Sooner. 10 appearances last year. Oklahoma was unbeaten in games in which Cam pitched. There's strike 3 call, fastball. And Plattner was walking, don't know if he was walking toward first base or back to the dugout, but that call certainly has the attention of Alabama coach Rob Vaughn, voicing his displeasure to the plate umpire, Travis Eckert. Strikeout number 6 for Cameron Johnson. He'll face Osterhaus. Osterhaus popped up to the Sooner shortstop Jackson Willits. (1-0) is tapped foul. Skip Johnson just so good at working with pitchers, so known for it, so good at it. All of the past arms that are in the big leagues, and Cameron Johnson's stuff is as good as anybody. The mental approach, just a few little mechanical things for him. The 2-1 pitch is in there for a called strike. Of course, Oklahoma had the entire weekend rotation drafted last year. Kyson and Malachi Witherspoon. Kyson, the first round pick, and then Cade Crossland was also drafted. Had to replace all of those guys, and they've done it exceptionally well here with Cameron Johnson. L.J. Mercurius has struggled his last couple of times out there. Skip Johnson said after that start last night, maybe just a tad bit tired. You see Oklahoma pitchers, Jamie Hitt, Dylan Crooks, Brandon Kane, and the top 3 guys were the weekend starting rotation for Skip Johnson last year. There's ball 4 inside to Osterhaus on a close pitch. Second walk issued by Johnson. And a 1-out base runner here for the Crimson Tide now in the 4th. But you just think about, Oklahoma had, I think it was 7 pitchers drafted the prior year. Of course, you got Jake Bennett, Cade Horton, and Cade Cavalli in the big leagues. Jake Irvin in the bigs as well. And that World Series team that Skip Johnson had in 2022, they had 11 guys drafted. First pitch is fouled back by Luke Vaughn. Vaughn hitless on the weekend so far, but did walk earlier in this game. Walked in the second inning. He did go around. No appeal necessary, says plate umpire Travis Eggert. 0-2 on Vaughn. The other early game in the SEC on this Friday is underway. Vanderbilt and Texas A&M. Vanderbilt looking to take the first two games of that series. Everything else will be later on tonight. That shot is caught by Willits. He's going to throw in back behind the runner, but safe is Osterhaus. A little flare that Willits was able to go back and catch, and unfortunately it looks like Osterhaus is a little shaken up on that dive back into the bag. Sean Stryker, the trainer for the Tide, will come out and have a look at him, as well as head coach Rob Vaughn. It was right back there in the right foot of LaChance that was on the bag. Trying to get back in. You can see Smarting right away after sliding into that spike. So it looks like he'll continue. Two down, and with Osterhaus at first, here's Brennan Holt, the second baseman. He struck out his first time today. Fastball running inside, swung on and missed. Brennan Holt out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Another one of those guys, we've got three of them out here who started their collegiate careers at LSU back in 2022, did Holt, and then spent a year up the road in Stillwater at Oklahoma State, limited playing time there, then 2 years at South Alabama. So he's on his fourth stop in his first season, a grad transfer at Alabama. He's in a hole 0-2. And this one pulled foul. Back over toward the back screen. Cameron Johnson now 79 pitches. 6 strikeouts so far. And a swing and a miss, make it 7 strikeouts. Drop third strike so he can run. And LaChance will just pick it up there with 2 outs. Even though first base is occupied, you can take off. And Brendan Brock is able to throw him out for the final out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Johnson.
Can you hear me?
3-1 Sooners on top, and they're coming to bat here in the bottom of the fourth inning. We're going to get a chance here to catch up with Xander Mercurius, who came on out of the bullpen, pitched a career-high 6 innings in relief of his brother LJ last night, and kept the Sooners in the game. Xander, thanks for spending some time. Your brother, LJ, had to leave that one a little bit early.
Yeah.
Is that the first time you can remember in a game where you've taken the ball from him on your way to the mound?
For sure. I don't think I've ever taken the ball from him in my life. So, I mean, it was just a great time to go out there and see him, and he gave me some good words of encouragement to go out there and pitch. So I was just really happy to get out there, you know. You
are wearing a teammate's glove on your head currently, just to make you aware. It's okay. We'll find out. We've got the videotape. We'll find out who it was.
For sure.
Just take us through it. I mean, you come into that game, and Alabama's swinging red hot. They kind of get to you there where you come in the second.
Yeah.
And then how did you settle into things and get on through 6 innings?
I mean, honestly, I just went out there. I was like, I need to get in it, and I felt like I executed some pitches. They made some good swings on the pitch, obviously. And after the second one, I was just really like, okay, I got to get in there. I got to keep my team in it because I know we're gonna come back. I know we have that ability to come back, and I was just really counting on, and I really believed that we were gonna go and come back and win this game.
I watched you last night, and there's a focus and an intensity, and part of that is you motivating yourself.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you say to yourself while you're out there?
Honestly, I just tell myself conviction. You know, Skip always tells us you got to have a pitch and you got to throw with conviction. So I always tell myself conviction. You know, you got to get in there, you got to get attack, you got to attack, get ahead, all that kind of stuff. You know, I just want to keep the game moving fast. That's what I like to do, and just really be intimidating on the mound. You know, I'm a little guy up there, but hopefully in my head I'm the biggest guy out there. You know, so I just gotta play like the biggest guy, and that's what I do.
You mentioned Skip, and you all making the decision both to come to Norman. Of course, LJ was a transfer from UNLV. What made Norman the right spot for both of you?
It was honestly Skip, big encouragement guy, big mental health guy. So, I mean, that really played a part. And then Reggie, he just wants to win, you know, just being around these guys. And then, of course, just Norman, you know, it's awesome. I love it here. It's really, really slower than Vegas, and I just love it that way, and it's just great. I mean,
and you know, he had pretty good success with a set of brothers as well.
Yeah.
Tyson and Malachi Witherspoon, first and third round picks. Did you follow that at all as you were considering things?
I did. Honestly, that honestly made like a big part of my decision because I was like, me and my brother, we could just like run it back the next year, you know. And I just felt like doing that with my brother would be just awesome. So.
What are you now holding there? What was that you had in your hand? Oh, there comes the Gatorade cups. Yeah, they're doing it. They're doing it to you.
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
It's all gone now.
We appreciate you being a good sport. We're going to find out who that is. That is down
we
there.
We are.
Absolutely. Oh, it's your brother.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of
course, it's LJ.
Obviously.
Yeah. What is it like? You know, you watch him go through some struggles last night, but kind of helping him hang in that game and being there for one another.
Honestly, I tell him I love him. You know, that's what it's about. We're more than baseball. You know, we're brothers. We got blood, and it's about love and just being there for one another, giving us encouragement when we need it. Every time I come in this dugout, you know, he's always telling me like, breathe, slow down. You know, he's giving me so much encouragement no matter what. Like yesterday, he was telling me keep with it. Like he's been such a great help in like me in the dugout and staying with it, and it's just honestly just been such a big help on my just playing baseball, you know.
What's it like to watch Cameron Johnson out there?
It's awesome.
It's pretty elite stuff, isn't it?
Yes. He's great. Just watching him go out there and he's competing. He's getting in there. He's having fun. I know. I just tell him all the time, just have fun, man. Just have fun. And that's what he's doing. He's having a great time. He's having a good time. And he's doing really good. So. Were
you ever a position player? Did you hit, or has it always been pitching for you?
That's everyone wants to know. You know. In high school, yes, I hit. I played shortstop. I was really like a utility player, you know, and I was pretty good at hitting. I had pretty good stats, you know, but I ended up coming here, you know. I realized I took some swings in the cages and got in the machine. It was throwing like 90 miles per hour. I was like, all right, yeah, I'm good.
I think you made the right choice.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the start, Xander.
Yeah.
Thanks for being a good sport. We'll let you go talk to LJ about him having some fun with you there a couple minutes ago.
Definitely will. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you. Xander Mercurius joining us here after he went 6 innings. You see, we've got a challenge here. Jason Walk with a beautifully placed bunt called out at first base. We'll get another look at it here. Oklahoma tried to put a man in scoring position, which they will, but will they have runners at first and second? You see rung up there by Derek Malika. We get a little better look at it there. Bryce Madron, the Oklahoma first base coach, wants to umpire as well. And the centralized review, I think, has rendered us a decision. It doesn't take long. The challenge here is the first of the afternoon by Rob Vaughn over there in the Alabama dugout. Beg your pardon, it's challenged by Oklahoma. Skip Johnson challenging it. Walk is staying put. The crowd's getting a look at it on the video board out in left field. We're going to look at the Hawkeye, or maybe we're not. So the call has been overturned. Skip Johnson wins the challenge and retains both of his challenges. And Oklahoma is in business. Runners at first and second. Nobody out, and the top of the order coming to the plate. What a great bunt base hit for Jason Walk. He has done that multiple times. Walk's got 2 hits in this game. And good to see that he's feeling healthy after an altercation with the center field wall in last night's game. Skip Johnson wins his challenge. And Rob Vaughn continues to talk here with the plate umpire, Travis Eggers. And now the first base umpire, Derek Malika, walks down the line. Maybe some sort of clarification on the play. But Jason Walk originally called out, overturned. And Skip Johnson's offense continues to produce 3 hits to get a run in the second, 2 runs on 2 hits in the third to take the lead, and now men at first and second. Nobody out, and the top of the order set to stand in. And that produces a mound visit from Jason Jackson, the pitching coach for the Crimson Tide. There's been activity out there in the pen for some time. Alabama last night got a 6-inning start from Tyler Fay, whom we will talk to here in an inning or so. They also had Sam Mitchell go 2 2/3, and then Matthew Heiberger came on and got the final out after Oklahoma had gotten to within 10-7 in the ninth. Associate head coach and in charge of pitching, Jason Jackson. They had Ryland Quick drafted by the Twins last year. 3rd highest ever. 36th was his position. 3rd highest ever drafted out of Alabama. Ben Hess, 26 to the Yankees a couple of years ago as well. Here's Gamble, 0 for 2 today. Had 2 hits, including a home run last night. Bunted toward third. In to play it comes Torres. He'll get Gamble, and the runners will move up. Just how you draw it up if you are Trey Gamble. One down, and men at second and third for Camden Johnson. Tripled last night, and here today has a base hit and a run scored. Pretty good pitch there from Zane Adams for a strike, a fastball. Oklahoma is 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position today. Off the end of the bat, this will score a run. On the field it comes Holt. He gets Johnson at first, but Kyle Branch crosses the plate, and Oklahoma leads it 4-1. Kyle Branch scores his first run of the afternoon. Jason Walk, after his bunt base hit, is now at third. And Oklahoma has scored at least a run in each of the last 3 innings. They lead this one 4-1, trying to draw even at a game apiece in the series. Here's Brendan Brock out in front of that one. That is RBI number 20 for Camden Johnson. Walk charging down the line behind the back of the left-handed pitcher, who deals a strike to Brendan Brock. Brendan Brock lifted a fly ball into deep right center field in the 3rd inning. And Bryce Fowler just never really located it. The ball bounced out on the warning track. Brendan Brock got a double out of it. He's also walked in this game. Strike 3 called. 3 pitches, all strikes to Brendan Brock, and the inning is over. But the Sooners get another. It is a run on 1 hit and a 4-1 Oklahoma lead headed to the 5th. Oklahoma gets another run in the bottom of the 4th inning. Sooners lead 4-1. 4 runs, 5 hits, an error for Oklahoma. A run, 5 hits, no errors for Alabama so far. Crimson Tide won the opener last night 10-7. They've won 9 straight games. And they will send the top of the order to face Cameron Johnson here. Cameron Johnson threw 4 innings so far today. He's given 5 hits, 1 earned run with 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. And he has thrown 80 pitches. Bryce Fowler struck out looking in the 1st and then singled in the 3rd. His 3rd hit of the weekend, including 2 home runs last night. Breaking pitch for a strike, and it's 0-2 on Bryce Fowler. Cameron Johnson gave up that run in the 1st. Justin LeBron singled, went to 2nd on a throwing error, 3rd on a pass ball, and scored on a wild pitch. That is the run for the Tide so far. Bryce Fowler driving in 4 runs last night with those 2 home runs. Back up the middle into center field. 4 hits in 2 games now for Bryce Fowler. And the leadoff man is aboard to start the 5th inning. Here is Justin LeBron. LeBron, as we said, singled and scored back in the 1st inning. Lone Alabama run to this point. Pulls this one to third. Camden Johnson goes to second for one. Branch's relay throw is in time to get even the speedy Justin LeBron. That is double play number 26 turned by Oklahoma, number 14 in conference play, and the second they've turned this weekend. Great pivot there by Kyle Branch, who's made a couple of really good defensive plays. Remember Branch ranging out there behind second base, threw back behind LeBron to get an out the last time he was up. Backhanded by Willits, moving away from his target, but an accurate throw retires Brady Neal. Inning over. 4-1, Oklahoma leads midway through this one in Norman. Bottom of the fifth inning coming your way from Kimry Family Stadium in Norman. Oklahoma leads it 4-1. Sooners are trying to even this series. Alabama won last night 10-7. And one of the reasons that they won last night was a very good start from Tyler Fay. Picked up his 6th win of the year. Got Zane Adams out there this afternoon. Zane Adams has given up 5 hits. So we'll see how much longer Adams is able to go. Pitch count is at 75. 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs with 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. Oklahoma just kind of putting another run here and another run there on the board. Sooners took the lead with 2 runs in the third and then added another in the 4th inning. Middle third of the lineup for the Sooners here. Jackson Willits, Dayton LaChance, and Alec Blair. And Jackson Willits takes a first pitch strike. Joining us now is the winning pitcher last night. In fact, Tyler Fay from down in the Alabama dugout. Tyler, thanks for spending a couple of moments with us down there. What was so effective for you in that win last night?
Yeah, I think the fastball command was okay. I was able to get the sinker down and get a lot of weak ground balls early, especially with the wind blowing out. That was pretty big for me. And then able to get the heaters up late and get some swing and miss. But yeah, other than that, slider was kind of iffy. Changeup was a little iffy. So mostly just the sinker, I feel like.
You no-hit Florida back on March the 20th and threw 130 pitches in that outing. Tell us what it was like. There's a base hit into the right field corner here by Jackson Willits. It is picked up out there by Brady Neal, and Willits has himself a leadoff double for Oklahoma here in the 5th inning. If you would, take us through that no-hitter once again.
Yeah, for sure. It was just one of those days that everything was working. I was able to really throw 5 pitches. I had sinker, slider, changeup, four-seam, cutter. Everything was working. It was kind of one of those days. I don't think it mattered what I was throwing. And even the pitches I missed, I threw a couple of heaters right down the middle that they just missed. And I think it was just one of those days where everything went my way, and we made a couple really good plays behind me in the field too to keep that no-hitter alive. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was exciting. 130
pitches. Was there any point when you thought, you know what, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it any further?
Yeah, after the 7th inning, I think I was I was at right around 100 pitches, and I came in the dugout. I was like, all right, there's no way I'm going back out there. And then JJ kind of came over to me and was like, "You feel good?" I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So, yeah, I don't know why he let me keep going, but it was awesome. I'm glad he did.
Speaking of keeping going, your wife, Chloe, you were married this past January. Congratulations
Yep,
on that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Jackson Willits is out there at second base. He's married and just had his first child
I
back
heard
on
about
Monday.
that.
How
Yeah,
about that?
That's awesome. That's exciting. That's good for him.
How does your wife feel about the mustache?
She loves it, actually. She's the one that wanted me to start growing it back.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I know. I had it, was it 2 years ago? And then I ended up shaving it. And then she was like kind of bugging me about it for a couple months. She's like, come on. I was like, all right, I'll bring it back.
Yeah.
So had to bring it back for her.
You know, Coach Vaughn was telling us about last year you were a bullpen guy, and they tried you out in the rotation, and it just clicked. Why has it clicked so well being the guy to go out there to start a game, do you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess I've just always kind of started like high school, summer ball, all that stuff. And I feel like a lot of times it kind of takes me a couple of batters to settle in, and out of the bullpen, that's not what you want at all. So I would kind of come in and scuffle a little bit, and then if I was still in the game, I'd be able to settle in a little bit. But as a starter, I think you can kind of just prepare a little bit better and kind of set yourself up mentally a little bit nicer for the outing, instead of trying to like come in bases loaded and just throwing as hard as you can for a batter.
I know that Coach Vaughn and Jason Jackson, they've got great belief in you. Did they almost have the belief in you and let you discover for yourself just how good you actually are and how good your stuff is?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you were watching the first part of the season last year when I was out of the pen, it was really not very good. Like, stuff wasn't very good. The results weren't very good. And then all of a sudden they just gave me the start against Mississippi State. And from there on out, I just kind of took off that season. So, yeah, like, I don't think I was probably the first choice in a lot of people's minds to get that starting spot. But once I kind of got into the role, I settled in and started feeling a lot more comfortable out there. So,
take us through what you see from Zane Adams so far today.
Yeah, he's looking really good. The slider looks really good today. It's a little bit harder, a little sharper. Velo's been pretty good. Changeup's good. Just really pounding the zone, and got out of a couple jams, which is really good. So.
We've had Bryce Madron. He's Oklahoma's first base coach. He's kind of blocking our camera shot of you over there. Could you ask him? He won't mind. Just ask him. Hey, Bryce, could you move a little bit?
I'll stand up a little bit.
No, you're good.
We'll get out of his way.
How about we let you get back to what you're doing there in the dugout? Thanks for spending some time with us. And
Thanks
congratulations on the marriage.
Thank you very much.
That is Tyler Fay, the winning pitcher last night for the Crimson Tide, picked up his 6th win of the year. Oklahoma has Jackson Willits with that leadoff double, and with one away, a 1-2 count on Alec Blair. Pretty good pitch, but a miss. Alec Blair 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored today. Homered last night, nearly homered twice. Had a 3-run home run taken away by a Brady Neal catch over the wall in right field last night. Swing and a miss there, out on strikes. 2 big strikeouts now for Zane Adams. Just trying to grit his way through this 5th inning after giving up the leadoff double.
Designated hitter number 21, Drew Dickerson.
That is strikeout number 7. 3 walks so far today for Zane Adams. And here's Drew Dickerson. Big hack there. It's been that off-speed pitch, the slider, and the occasional changeup. The changeup, I think, is the one that is so good for Zane Adams. Drew Dickerson had a base hit against Adams back in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd. Jackson Willits in scoring position for the Sooners. And Adams trying to leave him out there. Dickerson flinched a little bit on that one, held up on a fastball. Down in the count now, 1-2. Oklahoma 1 for 9 with men in scoring position today, just trying to get that really key hit. Skip Johnson says that separating hit. We had 7 home runs hit last night. None so far today. Alabama hit 4, Oklahoma 3 in last night's game. But this one's a long way from over. Barely halfway through. And the wind's still blowing out at Kimry Family Stadium. Drew Dickerson, one of those who will pinch hit. He'll DH as he is on occasion, not in the lineup on a regular basis. And another foul ball. Alabama scored first. Justin LeBron singled. He would score on a wild pitch. But Oklahoma an RBI single from Jason Walk. He scored a run on a wild pitch and then a sacrifice fly from Dayton LeChance in the third. This one to first. Easy pickup for Vaughn. So despite giving up a leadoff double, Adams retires the next 3 batters and gets out unscathed. We'll move to the 6th with Oklahoma on top 4-1. Another very good start for the left-hander Cameron Johnson for the Sooners so far. 87 pitches he has thrown. 5 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 7 more strikeouts for the hard-throwing left-hander. Now 51 strikeouts on the year. And pitching with a 4-1 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Junior from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. This is off a performance down at Texas last week where he went 5, gave 1 hit, and struck out 8. So 15 strikeouts in his last 2 outings. Jason Torres has 2 hits off of Cam Johnson today. Starts him with a fastball that misses low and away. Middle third of the order here for the Crimson Tide in the 6th. It'll be Torres, Lem, and Will Plattner. We appreciate both Xander Mercurius and Tyler Fay for joining us from over there, cooling it, each of them in their respective dugouts today after their performances in this series last night. Jason Torres has had a good series, including a home run last night. 2 more hits today. He's driven in 2 runs in the 2 games. And he's in position for a leadoff walk. There's a little bit of stirring about in the Oklahoma bullpen out in left field. There's a strike. Not just a ho-hum get-me-over fastball at 93 miles an hour there from Cam Johnson. He's touched 97 on the radar gun. This one in the air to right field. Alec Blair puts it away. So from 3-0 to an out there for Cameron Johnson.
Now batting for Alabama, the catcher, number 33, John Lynn.
Out there in the bullpen, Caden Leon and Gavin Jones. Leon the right-hander, Gavin Jones the lefty for the Sooners. One down, base is clear. Here's Johnny Lem, strikeout victim twice against Cameron Johnson. Man, he is ultra tough anyway, but against left-handers, just a real seriously difficult proposition is Cameron Johnson. Lem's hit 5 home runs, batting .323, but tough time with Cameron Johnson so far. Did have 2 hits last night. And that fastball on the outside edge makes it 0-2. Lem doubled, drove in a run, and scored a run in last night's game. Stays alive with that foul ball. Cameron Johnson pitching comfortably and effectively at 95 miles an hour, over 90 pitches today. And got him looking. Fastball that's just paint from Cameron Johnson. Strikeout number 8. 2 down in the 6th inning.
Batting for Alabama, Texas Indians, number 3, Will Plattner.
You see why this young man's one of the most talented in the country. And I go back again. Skip Johnson just has a way with pitchers. He came out there in the 2nd inning. Cameron Johnson had walked Luke Vaughn, had fallen behind Brennan Holt, the next batter. 8 and 9 in the lineup. And just a little conversation between the two, and Cameron Johnson's been good ever since then. He's got 3 strikeouts since. And with 2 down and the base is empty, here's Will Plattner. Pitching whisperer, if you will, but just an excellent pitching coach, Skip Johnson. Will Plattner 0 for 6 in the series, struck out in the 4th against Cam Johnson. Cameron Johnson, talk about the movement he has on his pitches. And, you know, late movement, when it hits the catcher's glove, it may look like it's out of the strike zone after it came across right over the meat of the plate. Pulled to third. This is Camden Johnson. And a 1-2-3 inning for Cameron Johnson in the 6th. 4-1. Oklahoma leads it, trying to even this series at a game apiece. Well, the day is done for the Alabama starter, Zane Adams, today. Good outing, though. 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs. Walked 3, struck out 7 through 96 pitches. And he would be the losing pitcher if the Tide cannot rally. But Zane Adams, a good, effective start in Game 2 of this series. He gives way to Austin Morris. Austin Morris, redshirt junior from Warrior, Alabama. Power bullpen arm that's in his 3rd season. Had 24 innings pitched in 2024. Last year, 3-0. 18 appearances for him. Hard-throwing right-hander. Fastball in the mid-90s. You see so far this year, it is 9 strikeouts and 5 walks in 10 innings pitched. Oklahoma sending in 9-1 and 2 in the lineup here. Beg your pardon. How about 8, 9, and 1 in the lineup here? Kyle Branch, Jason Walk, and then Trey Gamble. First pitching change for either team so far today. We'll see if Cameron Johnson goes back out for Oklahoma. He is right around 100 pitches for the day. Kyle Branch takes downstairs. Branch flied out to right field in the 2nd, then walked and scored a run in the 4th. One and one to count. That fastball 93 from Austin Morris. One and two. It clouds back over. We've had brief periods of sunshine here at Kimry Family Stadium today. This game was slated for a 6:30 first pitch, as was last night's game. But they elected to move it up to 1 o'clock. There's expected bad weather later on, scheduled for maybe like 7 o'clock tonight, and they just wanted to be sure. 2-2 the count. No swing on the appeal to the first base umpire, Derek Malika. And there's about an 80% chance of rain tonight, 90% tomorrow. Now, we are scheduled for a 2 o'clock first pitch, but according to the forecast, it's supposed to stop raining in the morning hours and should be okay by the time we have first pitch at 2. But I'm no weatherman. This popped up. Nobody's got a play on it. Branch not running toward first base, and that ball landed foul. So it'll be a foul ball. Branch will get new life. And probably thinking he should have been headed to first base in case that ball landed fair. Branch goes after that one out on strikes. Lim is going to throw to first, and it is a strikeout.
Now batting for the Sooners, center fielder number 1, Jason Walk.
Out of the bullpen comes Austin Morris. Look one more time at that foul pop-up a moment ago. I'm not sure what the plate umpire called there. At any rate, Branch is out. And here's Jason Walk. 0-1 the count to Walk. Walk's got a 2-hit day, had a bunt base hit back in the 4th, and also singled in the 2nd. Pulled foul. Walk takes this one outside. Jason Walk coming around at the plate with 2 more hits today. and fouls another one out of play. That one is swung on and missed. And so back-to-back strikeouts.
Now batting for the Sooners, left fielder number 20, Trey Gamble.
So Trey Gamble, the leadoff man, will be the hitter. Gamble is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice back in the 4th inning. He's also struck out and grounded out. Ripped right into the shift, speared on a hop by Holt, and he will get Trey Gamble. It's a 1-2-3 inning out of the bullpen for Austin Morris. We'll move to the 7th with the Sooners on top 4-1. With any coming your way from Kimry Family Stadium in Norman, where Oklahoma is trying to even this series at a game apiece. Sooners lead at 4-1. 4 runs, 6 hits. An error for Oklahoma. Alabama a run, 6 hits. They have yet to commit an error so far this weekend. Alabama's left 5 men stranded. Oklahoma has left 6. And Cameron Johnson is back out there for the Sooners. He will face 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup here. Osterhouse, Vaughn, and Holt, the scheduled hitters. And Cameron Johnson with another strike. 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. And you see the pitch count is 102. Sooners riding their big lefty today. And he has put him on his back. Two balls, 2 strikes now to Osterhouse. Osterhouse walked in the 4th. He popped up to the shortstop. Willits back in the 2nd. Hit one of the 4 Alabama home runs in last night's game. 3rd of the year for Osterhouse. Back up the middle. Fairly slowly hit. Branch circles it and gets it. Branch is having an excellent defensive day for Oklahoma. He's only committed 2 errors all season long. his mate out there, the double play tandem. Willits and Branch, 3 total errors between these two guys this year. They have been excellent for the Sooners. 1 away and the base is clear. Here's Luke Vaughn. Vaughn has walked and popped up to short today. And Cameron Johnson just rearing back and throwing strikes. 2 excellent performances back-to-back from Cameron Johnson down in Austin last week. And again here today. He's out in front 0-2 on Vaughn. Trying to get him to chase that one downstairs. Luke Vaughn battled a little bit of an ankle injury earlier this year. Missed all of last season with injury. And he rifles this 1-2 pitch out into left field. He'll take a big turn at first base. Gamble is up with it, though, for Oklahoma. And it's a single here for Luke Vaughn with 2 strikes on it. And the 7th hit for the Crimson Tide off of Cameron Johnson today.
Now batting for the Crimson Tide, second baseman number 4, Brennan Holt.
Seven hits, and all of them singles for Alabama. Brennan Holt, the second baseman, is due up. He has struck out twice against Cam Johnson. And he gets hit. And all of a sudden, the potential tying run's going to come to the plate. Luke Vaughn is headed to second. Brennan Holt hit by the pitch. And now Bryce Fowler, who homered twice last night and has 2 hits today, comes to the plate as the potential tying run. And that may do it for Cameron Johnson. Here comes Skip Johnson. The applause have already started for an excellent performance today for Cameron Johnson. Oklahoma has had arms ready out in the pen. 111 pitches for Cam today. And he's going to stay in. No call to the pen. We look forward to this matchup here. Bryce Fowler, 2 homers last night, 2 more hits today. He's driven in 4 runs, and he would be the potential tying run. Cameron Johnson got Osterhaus. He was 0-2 on Vaughn. Vaughn singled, and then Holt gets hit. Big chance here for the Crimson Tide with their leadoff man, Bryce Fowler, taking ball 1. And 2-0 now. Top of the 7th inning. Alabama hasn't scored since the 1st. They've had hits here and there, though. 7 of them total. 2-1 on Bryce Fowler. Pulled through the right side. That's a base hit. Charging around third comes Vaughn. He's going to score. To third base goes Holt. And it's a 4-2 ball game. It is an RBI single for Bryce Fowler, who's driven in 5 runs in this series and now has 5 hits, including 3 today. And that will do it for Cameron Johnson. Bryce Fowler comes through in a clutch situation once again for this Alabama outfit. So Cameron Johnson guts his way through 115 pitches, leaves with the lead, but the men on base are his responsibility. 2 of them. 1 out in the 7th inning. And for the first time today, here in the 7th, Skip Johnson goes to the Sooner bullpen. You see season high 6 1/3 innings pitched, but back-to-back excellent outings for Cameron Johnson. In position to get the win for Oklahoma today and see if the Sooners can even it up. He will give way to Caden Leon, a right-hander, and absorb the applause on his way to the Sooner dugout. First pitching change of the afternoon for Oklahoma brings Caden Leon out of the bullpen for Skip Johnson, sophomore from Austin, Texas, and transferred from McLennan Community College. Been very good. His first 10 1/3 innings, he gave only 4 walks, but then he's given up 6 walks in his last 5 innings pitched. Still, 15 1/3 innings, a 1-0 record, ERA of 2.35. Played for Skip Johnson's son, Tyler, at McLennan Community College last year. Tyler's now an assistant at Dallas Baptist. But what a matchup here. Game hanging in the balance, 4-2 Sooners. And the All-American Justin LeBron is the batter. Runners at first and third and 1 out in the 7th. Caden Leon deals a 94-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike. LeBron is 1 out of 3 today. Singled and scored in the first, and then hit into a 5-4-3 double play in the 5th. Another fastball and another strike. Numbers on Cameron Johnson, 6 1/3 innings, 8 hits that he surrendered, all singles. 2 earned runs so far with 2 walks and 8 strikeouts. Leon's 0-2 to LeBron, got him looking. Turned one over there. So a couple of fastballs and a slider, 3-pitch strikeout for Caden Leon.
Now back for Alabama, right fielder number 10, Brady Neal.
Nine strikeouts for Oklahoma pitching today. And with 2 down, here's Brady Neal. He's got 5 hits this weekend, 4 of them last night. Today he's 1 for 3. Had a single in the 3rd. Tying run is aboard for the Tide. Caden Leon in to try to put out the fire for the Sooners. Once again, think back to the performance of Xander Mercurius last night. We talked to Xander earlier today. To get Oklahoma 6 innings of relief work when they were down, and Skip Johnson not to have to burn through so many arms out of the bullpen when his starter left in the 2nd inning. Just a huge piece to the puzzle for Oklahoma so far. 1-1. Neal whacks it foul, slices it over the roof here at Kimry Family Stadium. 1-2 the count. Went after that high fastball. Neal keeps the at-bat alive. Brady Neal came in conference play batting .447 after the 4 hits last night. He's playing free and fun baseball these days. Transferred from LSU to Alabama. Swings and misses, and Caden Leon comes in, strikes out 2 of the best hitters in the Alabama lineup, LeBron and Neal, and puts out the fire. Sooners lead at 4-2 as we hit the 7th inning stretch. Caden Leon blowing gas out of Skip Johnson's pen this afternoon.
Welcome back to the broadcast. It's the bottom of the 7th, and the Sooners lead 4-2. When Camden Johnson entered the portal this summer, his biggest frustration with his game was not running enough with how fast he is. So when Oklahoma's Todd Butler called Johnson and pitched Reggie Willett's style of offense and how aggressive they like to be, it was a no-brainer for Camden. He says this offense is who he is as a player, guys, and he leads the team with stolen bases with 19.
That's right. Thank you, Carly. And Todd Butler would know about stolen bases. Todd Butler, as a Sooner player himself, set Oklahoma's single-season stolen bases record with 46 of them in 1988. There's Todd Butler, just to Skip Johnson's right, master of recruiting for the Sooners, and made that sales pitch to Camden Johnson. What a pickup he has been. Athletic addition at third base, hit an inside-the-park home run in the Gonzaga series here at Kimry Family Stadium, and today he's driven in a run and scored a run. Had a triple, in fact, last night, did Camden Johnson. Oklahoma trying to get some insurance. Crimson Tide shifting here. First, they sent the third baseman Torres over to the first base side. Now they'll switch that up. They'll leave Torres over right there on the third base side, and LeBron has shifted over. Swing and a miss. Chased a high fastball there from Austin Morris, who has struck out 3 of the 4 Sooner batters that he has faced out of the pen.
Now batting for the Sooners, your catcher number 10, Brenton Brock.
That is now 10 strikeouts between Adams and Morris for the Tide. Here's Brendan Brock. 1 for 2 with a double, a walk, and a run scored. In the air to shallow center field, shallow right field, and Brady Neal squeezes that. 2 gone.
Now batting for the Sooners, your shortstop number 7, Jackson Willett.
That is 8 Sooner hitters in a row retired. Last man to reach base safely was this man, Jackson Willits, who stands in. Jackson having another good weekend. He's got 3 hits, including a double into the right field corner back in the 5th. ripped, turned on this one, smoked it foul. 1-1 on the Sooner shortstop, Jackson Willits. It's a great leader. He's on the all-tournament team in the SEC championship last year. 9 home runs total a season ago. Tough take there. 2-1 to count. 2 home runs this year. He can hit them in bunches. After that one, fastball there, kind of low in the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Jackson Willits. And again, the shift is on here for the Tide. They will jog Torres over to the first base side. Leave LeBron over at his spot at short. Full count now. Oklahoma annually very good in the on-base category. That's part of their chaos. Offensive mindset, taking pitches, stealing bases. And there's ball 4 to Jackson Willits. They did appeal down to the third base umpire, William Van Rappelhorst. He said no swing, and Jackson Willits is on base for the 3rd time today and the 5th time in 2 games this weekend. Gets himself a 2-out walk to pass the bat to Dayton LaChance. LaChance is 0 for 2. Did drive in a run with a sacrifice fly, though. That was back in the 3rd. Oklahoma, after Alabama got a run by LeBron scoring on a wild pitch in the 1st, the Sooners answered. RBI single by Jason Walk in the 2nd. Sooners took the lead in the 3rd as Camden Johnson scored on a wild pitch, and then LaChance made it 3-1 with his sacrifice fly. Camden Johnson then drove in a run with the ground out, made it 4-1 Sooners in the 4th. And then Bryce Fowler's RBI base hit in the 7th made it our current score of 4-2. 0-2 on Dayton LaChance. See Morris putting his glove hand up to his ear, that PitchCom system, to hear what the call is. I'm thinking maybe with an 0-2 count, they might run Jackson Willits. 3 for 3 in the stolen base department this year. There goes Willits, and LaChance fouls it off. Dayton LaChance had a hit in last night's game. He's driven in a run here today, as we said. Wind continues to howl out to left field. LaChance swings and misses on a breaking pitch. He's out on strikes. That is 4 strikeouts now out of the bullpen for Austin Morris. He keeps it where it is. 4-2 Sooners headed to the 8th. Well, for Oklahoma, 4 runs, 6 hits, an error, and 7 men left. Alabama, 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They have left 7 men stranded on the bases. Your full game summary there. Zane Adams went 5 innings, gave the 4 earned runs with 7 strikeouts. For Oklahoma, Cameron Johnson, very good. 8 hits surrendered, all of them singles, 2 earned runs, and 8 strikeouts. Your game summary. And Caden Leon is back out for Oklahoma. Came on with runners at first and third and only 1 out in the 7th, and struck out LeBron and Neal. He goes to work here against Jason Torres, who has 2 hits today and 3 hits on the weekend. And strike 2. $14 hits combined for these 2 teams. 12 of them have been singles. Oklahoma has 2 doubles. This is a night after 7 home runs were hit combined. And Caden Leon thought he had strike 3. Could certainly tell by his reaction. Kind of threw his arms up, in fact. Pretty demonstrative there. I'm not sure where that pitch was. That's over the middle of the plate at the belt. This pitch is swung on and popped up. Branch, the second baseman, has to shade his eyes and locate it, and put it away. So here's Lem. Oh for 3, struck out 3 times against Cameron Johnson. Caden Leon's just saying, get in there. I'm ready. Throwing heat out of the bullpen. That time changed him up a little bit. And Lem says, okay, wasn't expecting that. Now what am I going to see? Fastball that missed just a little bit outside. 96 miles an hour. Just got a piece of that breaking pitch. It'll stay 1-2 on Lem. Lem riding a 7-game hitting streak coming in, but 0 for 3 today. Fans hanging on every pitch. Full count now. Good battle here by Lem. Caden Leon has retired the first 3 batters that he's faced out of the Oklahoma pen today. Second baseman Branch gobbles that one up. Two away now for Will Plattner. Plattner still looking for his first hit of the weekend. 0 for 7, 0 for 3 today. Walked onto this team, had a redshirt year, had an injury, and has worked his way back from all of those things after transferring from Ole Miss. And Caden Leon pumping strikes in there for the Sooners. Driven down the right field line. Long run for Blair. Slides into foul ground, but will not get it. 0-2 the count. It's a long run from over there. Kind of shaded towards center field with the wind blowing that way. A little helping hand there from Jason Walk, picking up the hat. Now they'll let Walk jog all the way back over to center field. Get himself situated. And Caden Leon says, let's go. Strike 3 called. 3 strikeouts for Caden Leon. He's retired all 5 Alabama hitters out of the bullpen. Oklahoma leads it 4-2. Sooners will look for some insurance, but Caden Leon has been excellent out of the pen so far today.
Has all of ESPN all in one place. Visit activate.espn.com to see if you have ESPN Unlimited as part of your TV package for no additional cost. It's all of ESPN all in one place. Sign up or activate now.
Back with you at Kimry Family Stadium in Norman. Oklahoma leads it 4-2. The Sooners took the lead in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They've added to that. Alabama hanging close, though. And here in the 8th inning for Oklahoma, it'll be Alec Blair, Drew Dickerson, and Kyle Brantz. They are the scheduled hitters. And time going to the bullpen. Luke Smyers is the 3rd hurler employed by Rob Vaughn and pitching coach Jason Jackson today. Freshman out of Enrico, Virginia, Godwin High School. Multiple roles for him so far. One of those power arms. So the starter, Zane Adams, 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. And then we saw a really good outing from Austin Morris. He gave Oklahoma nothing, a walk and 4 strikeouts. Struck out 4 of the 6 that he faced. Alec Blair, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Homered in the 9th inning of last night's game. Mentioned that Oklahoma softball happening today at Loves Field, and that game is over. Started at the same time as ours, and it's back-to-back run rules for Patty Gasso's Sooners. They win 9-1 over Kentucky today, and they've won the first 2 games of that series. 0-2 to Blair, opposite way. Torres cuts it off balance throw, and just did beat Alec Blair. Here's Drew Dickerson, who's 1 for 3 today. Dickerson had a base hit as the Sooners pushed across a run on 3 hits in the 2nd. Alabama riding a 9-game winning streak into the day, 7 straight SEC wins. That's a base hit. Drew Dickerson's second hit of the day as Justin LeBron takes a tumble out into left field and a little bit shaken as he gets up. Justin LeBron kind of picking at his right knee as he goes back to his spot, but looks like he's okay. So the base hit for Dickerson. As we said, his second of the day, and Oklahoma's going to pinch run for him. I believe it's going to be Deshaun Harris, and it will. Deshaun Harris pinch running over there first. Deshaun got in there with a pinch hit role last night and played some in center field. This pulled to third. Torres cuts it off. Holt turns it, and unable to handle it is Vaughn at first base, and so Branch will be safe. 2 down.
Now back into the center. Center fielder number 1, Jason Walk.
Just a little bit off the glove of Luke Vaughn. So it's now Branch at first, 2 down. And Jason Walk has a 2-hit day as he stands in. Walk drove in the first Sooner run with a base hit into center field back in the second. Tied this game at 1 apiece. Sooners got 2 in the bottom of the third. And then an RBI ground out by Camden Johnson to take a 4-1 lead in the fourth. One and one to Walk. Toss over to first there by Smyers. Two balls and a strike now. Alabama, as we mentioned, swept in their SEC opener. 3 games against Kentucky, but then they have done the sweeping the last 2 weekends over Florida and Auburn. Oklahoma's just had trouble in their series opening games as Walk fouls this one off with the runner in motion. Kyle Branch over there. Oklahoma lost the series opener against Texas A&M, came back to win the final 2. Lost the series opener at LSU 2 weekends ago, came back to win the next 2. Then lost all 3 at Texas. Branch is on the move again. The throw by Lem is on target, and he's out. So Branch caught stealing. Now they're going to hold everybody up here for just a second for something. Sooners have 2 challenges left, so they figure, hey, we're headed to the 9th inning. Might as well take a look at this one. So they will challenge the call on the out at second base. Well, the throw beat him. Now the question is, maybe from this angle, did Holt actually get the tag applied? And Damian Beal, the second base umpire, right on top of it. It looks like the swipe hits the rib cage of Branch. Right there. Hard to see if that front hand maybe hit the bag before it happened. It'd be his right hand. And for the moment, Kyle Branch is going to stay put. Remember, the original call is out. So the SEC Replay review would have to have indisputable evidence. Skip Johnson's won a challenge today on a call at first base. In the meantime, Smyers is going to throw some warm-up tosses. Oklahoma leads this one 4-2. Final game of the series is tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We will have to keep an eye on the weather. It's supposed to get a little bumpy overnight and then clear out here in Norman in the early morning hours tomorrow. Well, they're taking a long look at this. There is one other game that's underway in the SEC. Texas A&M leads Vanderbilt. So the call is confirmed. He is out, and the inning is over. Oklahoma gets charged for their first of 2 challenges right there. Tied down to their final 3 outs. Top of the 9th coming up next. Oklahoma leads Alabama 4-2, and the Tide down to their final 3 outs here. Justin Osterhaus, Luke Vaughn, and Brennan Holt are the scheduled hitters. So it is 8 hits for the Tide today, all of them singles. And you see the situational hitting. They've had the leadoff man aboard twice in the previous 8 innings. Caden Leon has been tough out of Skip Johnson's bullpen. He has retired all 5 batters he has faced, including 3 strikeouts. In relief of Cameron Johnson, who was excellent today, scattered the 8 singles and gave up 1 run. And Cam Johnson looking for his 4th win of the year. Save situation here for Caden Leon. Here's the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Osterhaus today is 0 for 2. He walked back in the 4th. He's popped up and grounded out. Homered last night. There's activity out in the bullpen. There's Cameron Johnson. And 3 and 1 now. Cameron Johnson's day today, 6 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 2 earned runs with 8 strikeouts, and 2 walks. High fastball. And Osterhaus went after it. The count is full. Caden Leon got him to swing at another high fastball, just climbing the ladder on Osterhaus. 4 strikeouts now for the flame-throwing right-hander. running out of K's over there. That's a dozen for Sooner pitching today. After 9 strikeouts last night. This one in the air, right field corner, long run for Alec Blair, but he chases it down. 2 gone. Luke Vaughn is retired. Those long strides of that freshman out there, chasing it down. Here's the number 9 batter, Brennan Holt. He's 0 for 2, been hit by a pitch. Oklahoma fans rising to their feet here at Kimry Family Stadium, sensing that the Sooners are going to even this series. First pitch tomorrow, scheduled for 2 o'clock. Caden Leon looking for what would be an 8-out save today. And a fastball makes it strike 2. Swing and a miss. And this ball game's over. Caden Leon comes in from the bullpen, and in 2 2/3 innings, he strikes out 5. Oklahoma evens the series behind an excellent pitching performance from Cameron Johnson. 6 1/3 innings. And the Sooners have ended Alabama's 9-game winning streak. These teams will play the rubber game of this series at 2 o'clock tomorrow. And Caden Leon today. And we'll come back and talk with Cameron Johnson after this as Oklahoma beats Alabama 4-2 to even the series at a game apiece. Well, this 3-game series is all even. Welcome back to Norman. Oklahoma wins it 4-2. The Sooners 7 hits. Alabama 8 hits. They scored 2. And standing by with one of the stars of the game, Cameron Johnson, is Carly Murray.
Thanks, Chad. Cam, you've just been exceptional your last 2 outings, racking up 16 strikeouts. What's clicking for you on the mound?
Yeah, I think just having a peace of mind on the mound, knowing my defense has got me, and just being out there, believing in myself, and just going through a process like Skip talks about, and ultimately it's worked really well.
And then Caden Leon coming out the bullpen and was dominant against that Alabama offense. What's it like seeing his confidence grow as a younger guy?
It's really good. I mean, seeing the bounce back from last week, it was awesome to watch. I mean, he was out there showing confidence, and when he missed, took his release and went back at the hitter.
And then your offense putting up some runs early. How much easier is it to pitch knowing that there's already runs on the board for you guys? I
mean, we have a really good offense. I think we're the best offense in the SEC, and knowing those guys, we have each other's backs, and knowing that run support obviously gives me, some confidence on the mound. Knowing the guys are behind me and offensively, so it works both ways.
Thanks, Cam. Congrats.
Thank you.
Chad.
Thank you, Carly, and thanks to Cameron Johnson for spending a couple of moments with us there as Oklahoma wins it today 4-2. Been a fun series, and guess what? We get one more. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock right here on SEC Network Plus. Goodbye, everybody. I'm Chad McKee for Carly Murray. We'll see you on a Saturday afternoon at Kimry Family Stadium.